What's going on, guys? My name is Aldenero and welcome to episode 101 of my Man United career mode on FIFA 15. That was really confusing because we're playing against Leicester City at the very start of this game as we welcome them to Old Trafford, where Leicester have a really good record at Old Trafford, and that's all because of me. In fact, I think Leicester City have only ever lost one game at Old Trafford in the history of this career mode so far, so we're going to try and put an end to that and try and make it at least 2 defeats for them at our stadium as we welcome them back. And their team selection is really good. They do have Robin van Persie playing up front as well, which is pretty exciting for them, as he takes a hold of the ball in the 8th minute inside the box, trying to start a move which goes to James Ward-Prowse, who finds Tom Ince, who has a look up inside the box and plays it into Koyate. He plays it to Origi on the edge of the box, who finds Zivkovic, who backheels it to Van Persie, who side foots it just into the side net, unfortunately for him, as he looked to get a goal against his former club. But we come up to the 20th minute of the game, and I do have a question for you guys in this episode, but I'm going to ask it in a sec, as Villalba takes control of the ball and calmly finds the back of the net against Leicester City, his former club. He has no time for respect as he celebrates anyway, because they wanted so much money for him to come to our club that he's angry about it. I asked him. It's my save. He can do what he wants. But my question for you guys is, what is your favourite song on the FIFA 15 soundtrack? I have disabled pretty much all of the tracks apart from there's a song LAF, I think it's called, by Broods. I have that album. It's called Evergreen. It's really good. There's that In the Valley song. I quite like that. And the song from a band called Prides, the Scottish band. And there's a couple of others in there that I like and that I've left on, but I think my favourite one is probably the Brood song, or else the Magic Man song called Tonight. That's pretty good as well. But yeah, I was just wondering what your favourite song is, because I think this FIFA soundtrack is actually pretty different to the last few that we've had, although they are moving in a very kind of electronic music way. But anyways, Schürrle on his debut takes control of the ball in the 49th minute to escape from Yedlin. It takes a lot of pace to get away from him as well, as you saw Yedlin dragging his jersey. Schürrle plays it back in towards Rooney, who doesn't get a hold of it, but Chalobah takes it on the edge of the box and sees his shot saved by Jack Butland in the Leicester City goal. Then we come up to the 56th minute, where it was Leicester City's turn to attack as the ball comes to Divock Origi inside the box. He does really well to create the chance there, and David De Gea makes an amazing save with his legs, just like he does in real life all the time. He's such a good kid. I fucking love David De Gea. But we come up to the 71st minute of the game as Chalobah plays the ball into Angel Di Maria, who is inside the box. He goes for the Ronaldo chop and gets brought down by Divock Origi inside the box. The referee comes over and awards the penalty to Manchester United, and there can't be much arguments against this decision. I think it was a definite penalty. I knew as soon as I did the Ronaldo chop, like, that was the only way I was going to get anything out of this, out of that chance, because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to score from that position. So I did the Ronaldo chop because I knew he'd take me down, even though he did get the ball, but it's excessive force is what the rules say. But Hector Villalba steps up against his former club and buries it into the same position. You'd think Jack Butland would know where he's going to put the fucking penalty, but there you go. In the 74th minute we take the lead, and well, we extend our lead rather and go 2-0 up. Then we come up to the final 8 minutes of the game with Angel Di Maria on the ball, and check this for a ball as he plays it over the top of Steven Corker into the path of Timo Huppertz, the Dutch player who we signed in the 100th episode, and he unfortunately wasn't able to finish that chance, but it was a really good ball from Di Maria. Like, I'm loving those types of players. I love Huppertz and his pace so far. This is obviously his debut, but he does really well here to win the ball back as well, and he takes on Biragi at left back for Leicester City and does really well to create the chance. He plays it into Signorini, who is also on his debut, who finds the back of the net with a fantastic goal with his right foot. He's the left midfielder who we signed from Catania, I think it was, and he looks like he's going to have a really good time in our team as well. He's 75 rated, but he will improve, and I'm really looking forward to that level of improvement from him. But we end the day with a 3-0 victory over Leicester City. It's kind of sad to see them slump to the lows that they have of coming to Old Trafford and losing 3-0, because they didn't even do that when we were playing, like, my first season on Legendary. But there you have it. I don't think it's going to be an easy season for Leicester, in all honesty. But our next game is against Lyon in the Champions League, and this is at Old Trafford as we welcome the French Giants to the ground. And we've got Huppertz playing on the right hand side. I went with the 4-4-2 with Rooney playing behind Villalba, which is actually the same formation that I used against Leicester City, and that's why I used it again. You know, there's a strong influence of central attacking midfielders at Man United, although we did well to get rid of Hamsik and Mata, but we still have Di Maria. Like, we still have players like that. I'm trying to use the central midfielders more, because I tend to use them more, and the central defensive midfielders. Like, that's a position that I kind of need with the formations that I like to play. So Bigir Romana and Herrera, I think, started in the middle of midfield, and Gonalons, of all people, got his header hit off the crossbar in the 11th minute. Signorini plays the ball into Herrera in the 16th minute, who went for the strike from distance, and it almost did sneak into that corner, but sadly it wasn't to be. And we come up to the 28th minute with a Lyon free kick as the ball gets played towards Lacazette, who plays it in towards De Santo, who takes it round Johnny Evans and does really well to get his shot off, but it was saved by David De Gea and put out for a corner. The corner eventually led to a goal kick, and David De Gea passed it straight to Lacazette, who gets in and scores. And if I was watching a YouTuber and they did that, I'd probably cringe myself into a coma and then facepalm myself to death. So I'm really sorry for those moments. I think that's happened about 4 times in the entire series, and it is a real tragedy when those types of goals happen. It's purely down to lack of concentration, from overplaying the game sometimes. But in the 45th minute, we got a penalty because we're Man United and it's Old Trafford. That's literally the only reason this is a penalty. If anyone in the comment section wants to have a look at this incident and describe to me why exactly this is a penalty, I don't see any moment where Fernandes actually impedes Wayne Rooney. Like, does he obstruct him? Maybe a little bit, but like, he's not even looking he's looking at the goal. He's not even looking where he's going. Like, I just don't see how it's a penalty. But justice was served anyways when the Lyon goalkeeper Lopez actually saved it, and we remained trailing 1-0 to Lyon into half-time. We come into the second half with Signorini on the ball, doing quite well to get into any kind of a position to shoot, and before taking it onto his left foot. Now, I took that shot with him before I realised that he was actually a right-footed player, so that was really bad management by me, and because of that, we ended up losing 1-0 in the Champions League, which is a shame. But then I do remember last season with Leicester City, we had Dortmund and a couple other teams in our group, Celtic and Sporting Lisbon, and we lost to Celtic on the opening day, and then we drew with Sporting Lisbon, and then we got back-to-back wins against Dortmund, or actually we drew one against Dortmund as well. But Villalba picked up an injury against Lyon, and he's going to miss 3 weeks of game time, which is kind of a shame because he was doing pretty well in the team and he was getting some momentum going. But we go into our next game, which is against Tottenham Hotspur, who are in the lowly 16th place in the league, while we lead the league with 12 points from 4 games, obviously maximum points achieved, and also we haven't conceded a single goal yet overall, which is a really good defensive record, because you guys may remember, like, I concede so many goals. I'm such a bad defender on the game. But this backline of Raphael Varane, Chris Smalling and Luke Shaw, that back four hasn't conceded in the Premier League yet, which is pretty incredible. We come up to the 6th minute of this game with Wayne Rooney on the ball as he takes around Eric Dier, or Dyer. I call him Dyer. I don't know how it's actually pronounced though. I hear commentators use like both of the pronunciations, and that confuses me a little bit. I hate when there's players like that, because people in the comment section always insist that it's one way when in fact it's another way. But in the 15th minute, Javier Hernandez had a strike on goal, and then he plays it into Alberto Jordan, who should have really made it 1-0, but sadly his left-footed volley went just wide of the post. And 15 minutes later, Tottenham came forward with Harry Kane on the ball as he chips it in towards Andros Townsend and sees it intercepted by Raphael, who plays it to Chalobah, who finds Wayne Rooney, and the counter-attack from this position was on. And I usually beat Spurs by the counter-attack, as you guys already know, because we've had several games against them. But Rooney puts an amazing pass into Javier Hernandez, who surprisingly didn't finish from that opportunity. But that's what I was talking about, I think, in the last episode, when I said I want to keep Wayne Rooney and play him in the sort of hole just behind the two strikers, because he can feed balls in like really well. And Javier Hernandez hits the post in the 50th minute, and from this point I just had enough of Javier Hernandez. I actually brought him off, and I brought on Dybala shortly after this chance here as Chalobah comes forward, plays it in through to Javier Hernandez once more. But I knew that Hernandez wasn't really going to do much from this position, but he created the chance for Schürrle, who sees his shot blocked and eventually cleared by the Tottenham defence. But their slow clearance and attempted patient build-up didn't really do much for them, as Schürrle comes forward and has a strike from distance and almost gives us the lead, but for a great save from Trapp in the Tottenham goal. And at this point it was when I decided to take off Javier Hernandez and bring on Dybala, because Dybala's better at dribbling, he's better at playing passes in. I think he's just... Hernandez is an amazing finisher, but I don't really do much with amazing finishers. I need players who are also capable of dribbling and passing and crossing and stuff, like Villalba. He's pretty much I don't know, I was on his foothead page, Hector Villalba's foothead page for his career mode, and somebody just said he's a very El De Niro type player, and it made sense to me, but I don't really know what that is either. So if everyone could just make a list of all the El De Niro type players so I can make a team full of all of them, that would be fantastic. We come to the 74th minute of the game with second half substitute Timo Huppertz pulling away from the left back with an amazingly long name. He plays it into Dybala, and this is what I'm talking about, the ability to Ronaldo chop and go for the finesse shot like that. Fair enough, it was saved and it was kind of the equivalent to everything Hernandez did, but there's just that little bit more of an edge to Dybala, I find, up front. We come up to the 92nd minute of the game and we go into what would potentially be our final counter-attack as Dybala plays it to Soldado, the former Tottenham player, who goes to Jordan, who plays it out to the wing wide to Timo Huppertz, who takes on the long-named left-back from somewhere in Eastern Europe, and Timo Huppertz runs in the middle of all the defenders and finds the back of the net to score his first goal for Man United on just his second appearance overall. It was an amazing moment from the 84 rated Dutch winger. And remember, I was saying it was annoying that he was bald even though he's 21. He's actually got hair. His picture looks a lot different than he actually looks on the game, which a few people said would happen in the comment section. But we end the game with our 5th win from 5 games and our 5th consecutive clean sheet, and things are looking pretty good for us right now the way that we're playing, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this series and the transitional period to Manchester United. If you are, please do leave a like on the video, that would be much appreciated. I've been El Dinero, thanks for watching.